3 small things older women do that men secretly love. There's a quiet kind of magic older women carry. The small behaviors that don't shout for attention but linger in the mind. Men notice these things, often without saying much. They don't always tell their friends about it. They don't necessarily write poems. But those tiny gestures, tones, and choices add up to something deeply attractive. Confidence, warmth, and emotional intelligence wrapped in a calm steadiness. Below are 3 small, specific things older women do that men secretly love, and why they work, how they land emotionally, and what they look like in real life. Subscribe now to Psych Secrets and be part of a journey where every video inspires you to see life with a new perspective. 1. They're unapologetically themselves in tiny, consistent ways. What it looks like, wearing the shoe or outfit they truly want, even if it's not the loudest trend. Saying no without guilt to plans that don't fit their energy that day. Sharing an opinion, not to debate, but because it's theirs, and then moving on if others disagree. Why men love it. Authenticity is magnetic. When someone is steady in small things, it signals emotional maturity and self-respect. Men pick up on that steadiness because it reduces theatrical ups and downs. Instead of emotional ping-pong, there's a steady rhythm. What you see is what you get. That reliability creates comfort, and comfort is the seedbed for intimacy. There's also an attractive scarcity. People who constantly perform for approval can feel exhausting. Someone who's quietly themselves is rare in the background noise of performative social life, and that rarity has a pull. How it lands emotionally. Men often interpret this kind of authenticity as both emotionally safe and intriguing. Safe because it reduces guessing games. Intriguing because authenticity usually comes paired with lived experience and stories. Subtle displays of a life that's been shaped, not staged. That combination invites curiosity rather than skepticism. Real-life example. Imagine a woman at a small gathering who chooses to speak candidly about a book she loved. Not to be the smartest, but because it moved her. She doesn't sugarcoat or oversell. People notice the comfort in her voice. A man listening feels like he's being invited into a non-performative space. That alone can shift his interest from surface-level attraction to genuine connection. For women who want to lean into this, practice small, truthful no's. When you decline, do it kindly but directly. Pick one style item that feels like you and wear it proudly. When you share your opinion, own it. Don't hedge every sentence with maybe and I don't know. For men noticing this, appreciate the steadiness. You don't have to dramatize or analyze it. Note it, enjoy it, and if you're curious, ask a gentle question that invites story rather than debate. 2. They listen, and they listen like they mean it. What it looks like. Eye contact that isn't intense but is present. Small, timely questions that show they heard a detail, e.g., how did that client meeting go? The next day. Pauses that allow space for the other person to finish, not jump in to redirect. Why men love it. Most people, men included, crave the experience of being truly heard. Many interactions skim surfaces. A woman who listens with curiosity and remembers small details demonstrates empathy and respect. Men notice the difference between someone who waits to talk and someone who actually listens. The latter feels rare, understood, and seen, and that's intoxicating. Listening well also signals emotional availability. It's a practical, low-drama way of saying, "You matter." Men pick up on that energy as permission to be vulnerable in return, which is sexy in a deeper, more sustainable way than novelty or drama. How it lands emotionally. Being listened to makes people feel safer to share. Their fears, their goofy stories, their offbeat memories. Safety fosters trust. Trust turns casual interest into something that can build over dinners, Sunday afternoons, and long conversations that drift until midnight. Real-life example. A man vents about a stressful work week. A woman responds with a small memory of a time she managed a similar panic, then asks, "What helped you get through it?" That question isn't just polite. It's an invitation to think about solutions and to be acknowledged. He feels seen, he relaxes. Later, he remembers who helped him breathe that out. For women who want to lean into this, practice the one task of listening. Ask one follow-up question that refers to a detail the person just said. Put your phone away. Physical signal matters. Mirror small emotional cues. If they're quiet, be quietly present. If they're animated, match the energy a bit. For men who want to encourage it, share specifics. Vague, "I had a rough day," is harder to respond to than, "I had to redo a report because of a last-minute change." Express appreciation when someone listens. It reinforces the dynamic and makes them more likely to stay present. 3. They show subtle confidence through small acts of independence. What it looks like: paying the bill without theatrics, or offering to split it without making a scene. Planning a short outing, suggesting a gallery, a walk, or a coffee spot, and being perfectly okay if the plan shifts. Being comfortable alone in a group. Not waiting for attention, but engaging when it matters. Why men love it. Independence reduces pressure. Older women who show they can enjoy themselves alone or with friends communicate that they're not seeking rescue or validation. That frees men to be themselves without carrying the burden of making everything interesting. It reads as mutual respect. "I have my life. I'd like to share it with you, but I won't implode if you don't show up." Confidence expressed as independence is different from arrogance. It's quiet, logistical, and practical, and men find that reassuring. It also keeps the relationship balanced. Mutual independence allows the relationship to become an additive part of life rather than a replacement of identity. How it lands emotionally. This kind of independence reduces clinginess and drama. Men interpret it as a sign that you'll tolerate their flaws, and they're more likely to lower their guard in response. It cultivates a partnership vibe. Two lives intersecting because they want to, not because they need to. Real-life example. A woman suggests a Sunday morning walk at a neighborhood park. When a plan with friends pops up later, she's fine changing that plan and offers an alternative time for the walk. Men notice the calm flexibility, zero neediness, lots of agency. It's easy to be around someone like that because the emotional temperature is stable. For women who want to lean into this, practice being okay with solo plans. Go to a movie, a cafe, or a class alone. Offer to handle small logistics. Make the reservation, pick up tickets, and do it without dramatizing the favor. Keep your own friendships and hobbies vivid. A well-rounded life is inherently attractive. For men who want to encourage it, when someone pays or offers to split, accept graciously if it's offered, or reciprocate. Appreciating small independence gestures fosters equality. Support their plans and invite them to yours, but don't treat independence as a competition. Short, practical scripts. How these things show up in conversation. Authenticity. "I actually prefer quiet weekends. I recharge that way." "What's your perfect weekend?" Listening. "Oh, you mentioned your dad loves jazz. What's his favorite album?" Independence. "I grabbed us tickets to that small play I mentioned. If it's not your thing, we can switch. I thought it might be fun." These little scripts aren't tricks. They are concise, respectful ways to show the three behaviors in action. Why small matters more than grand. Big gestures are memorable. Small ones are sustainable. Grand declarations can overwhelm or set unrealistic expectations. Tiny, consistent behaviors, the kind you notice in day-to-day interactions, build trust and attraction over time. They're like daily deposits in an emotional bank account. Men often value that steady accumulation more than one expensive deposit that never repeats. A few cautions, because nuance matters. Don't weaponize confidence to dismiss feelings. Authenticity doesn't mean ignoring harm. Listening isn't a tool for manipulation. If you listen well, do it because you care, not because you want something in return. Independence isn't a shield against intimacy. Being independent is attractive, but a relationship still needs emotional availability to grow. Final note: these things are for everyone. Although these behaviors are described as things older women do, they're not exclusive to any age or gender. They're human qualities that often deepen with experience. Authenticity, attentive listening, and steady independence. If you practice them, you'll likely become more magnetic, not because you followed a formula, but because you've cultivated a calmer, kinder, more confident way of existing in relationships. Men notice, sometimes quietly, sometimes later, sometimes by surprise. They may not post about it, but they remember the woman who was simply herself, the one who listened like she cared, and the one who lived her life fully while inviting them in. Those are the small things that seed long-lasting attraction. Subscribe now to Psych Secrets and be part of a journey where every video inspires you to see life with a new perspective.